This week, big progress on my office sim. Range of effect indicators, rough draft for our first level design, camera improvements, time acceleration, and better item placement. Let's dive in. Hey, I'm Bear. I run Final Parsec, where I make tools for indie game devs. Right now I'm making an office sim, a game about building a startup from your garage to a corporate empire. First up, I've been refining player actions. Now when you select the widget action, a circle will show around the player wherever they go, indicating the range of the action they have selected. When you mouse over within that range, the cursor will change to indicate the result. For the widget action, you'll either be placing a new widget or building upon an existing one, so I have two distinct animations that I've drawn to communicate that. I'm hoping that's simple but clear enough. Every startup begins in a garage, of course, and I really want to play into that rags to riches mythology for this game's storyline. I roughed in a garage that has a driveway and sits adjacent to a street. I'm going to do an isometric drawing approach and lay everything out on a tile map. To get myself started, I drew some tiles for concrete, grass, walls, and a map border. This palette of tiles will just grow over time as I develop richer and richer levels. Up until this week, the camera stayed in a fixed position and I wouldn't let the player move outside of the viewport. With a growing map and a bigger environment to explore, I've made the camera follow the player around. I did a bit to make sure it smoothly follows the player around with a little bit of a delay. It's feeling good in its current state, I think. The approach to bounding the player now relies on a big white border that I've put around the edge of the level. It's functional, but it's not very attractive. This will probably be redone as a fence or something that makes more sense with the theme of the game when I get the time to go and do it. There's also a new button here in the top right which cycles through 3 paces for the in-game clock. I want a slower pace that doesn't make the player feel rushed when they start, but I want to speed past some things, especially while I'm developing. I also imagine as players get comfortable, they'll want to move the simulation along. This is a fairly typical feature in the genre, and I took some inspiration from City Skylines in how I just have a single button controlling this. Workbench placement also got a lot smarter this week. You used to be able to just place furniture wherever you wanted all willy-nilly. Now I'm doing a bit of collision detection to make sure you aren't overlapping workbenches, putting them on top of yourself, or trying to put them in a wall. The UI for the cursor builds upon the look and feel introduced for the widget behavior, and the cursor will show distinct animations when a workbench placement is valid or not. So what's next? Well, I want the player to feel the grind, so fatigue and happiness as tracked stats are coming soon. Your player needs to commute and sleep, kind of like Stardew Valley, but for corporate life. I want to force the player to step away and rely on their employees and the automations they set up to produce goods when they're not able to be there. Then I need to do some work on carrying goods, specifically moving furniture and packaged goods around. Right now they are permanently stuck to wherever they are first placed by the player, which obviously isn't going to work for the long term. This will also support a shipping and receiving area mechanic as well. Right now the mailman just magically picks up all packages wherever they are on the map, but I want them to only retrieve your goods from a specific spot. That's it for this week. Like, subscribe, and check out finalparsec.com for tools to bring your own game ideas to life. Also, if you're looking for game hosting, world building tools, or sprite sheet makers, check out the link to our store below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.